This is the Peter Greenwood at the Edinburgh Fringe, and to my right is a lady who's doing a show up here. Hello.
Hi.
Could you tell me your name and what show you do, please?
My name is Olivia Ormond, and I'm doing Call Me Crazy.
What is Call Me Crazy? Where did this show come from?
This show came from my life. It's coming from a place of I struggled with finding a diagnosis in the medical system for about 6-7 years. And so I wrote this from a place of trying to find my voice. And so it works through that whole journey and also what it means to be a woman and kind of talk through that.
Yeah, because one of the things, and I'm going to say an as a statement, so I apologize in advance, but as a man, it's not one of those things that I knew about until my niece started having problems and women around me started having problems, and how biased the medical system can be towards women.
Definitely.
What was that process like for you?
It was very isolating because you feel very alone because you go to a doctor for help or for guidance, and they kind of shut you down. And so you kind of have to find your own confidence in speaking up for yourself on something you might not know about. So I had to do a lot of researching and learning about how the body works, how my body works, and kind of stand up for myself in a place where you shouldn't have to.
Yeah, exactly. Like a doctor's job is to listen and say, okay, it could be this, this, and this, not just say, oh, I'd hesitate to say, oh, you're crazy, but
exactly.
Title of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that where the title of the show came from?
Yes. I mean, this whole process made me feel a little crazy because, like I said, it's isolating. And so if you go to a professional for help and they kind of shut you down, they blame it on anxiety or hormones or any other thing, but a medical diagnosis, you start questioning your own identity. And you say, what else am I not really seeing the truth of? Because they're telling you that your truth isn't real. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And so you start kind of questioning and you feel kind of crazy in the whole process.
So how did you take that and develop it into a story to put on the stage? And is this the first time you've performed it?
I performed it at the Hollywood Fringe about a month ago. So that was the first time. But today, about 15 minutes ago, we just finished our first performance in Edinburgh Fringe. So very exciting.
How did it go?
It went great. But to go back to your first question about how it came about, I come from the film and television world. So I write screenplays and scripts, but I've never written a theater play before. But when I was trying to write this into a script for the screen, it never felt quite right. It felt kind of like I was giving my pain to a character. It didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel real until I decided to try my hat at writing it as a one-woman show. And then it clicked. It just felt very authentic, very real. It lives within my own brain, like the whole story. You're kind of bringing the audience into your mind. And so that's where the story kind of lives.
And was there ever a part of it where you were like, oh, this is a bit too personal, I can't put this into stage? Or were you like, I'm going to tell the beans and all, put everything out there?
Yes, 100%. I wrote it with the intention of it never being seen. I was like, no one's ever going to see it. No one's going to hear it. I just have to write my whole truth. As they say, nothing but the truth. But once I got finished, I was so proud of the story that I had told, and I was so proud of the truth that was on the page that I wanted to bring it to audiences and kind of find a purpose in all the pain that I had endured and hopefully help other women feel seen and help start conversations to make change. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of theatre, you kind of write your story and then you throw it into the void and you see if the void speaks back. Is that your experience with this? Like, has the void been talking back, and what has the reaction been like to this show?
I love talking about it as the void. So for Hollywood Fringe, there was a lot of great reception. After each show, people stayed after, and I had some people, some men and women, speak direct lines back to me, which was a very heartwarming, amazing experience as a writer and performer to hear your words being spoken back to you. And so it's less of a void, and it's because the show is so personal, I think people feel a real kindling with it, or kindred spirit with it, and want to talk to me personally, which is a really great experience.
But does that come with the flip side, where you're writing this incredibly personal, I don't know if horrific is the right word because it's dealing with the medical system and all that kind of thing, but people are coming up and identifying with you. It's like, oh, you identify. And it's like, oh, you identify. Like, they understand. Does that help
definitely
as a writer?
Every time a woman, anyone who doesn't feel seen or heard and comes up to me and say they feel the same way, at first it feels like community and it feels great. And then I'm immediately like, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with that alone, because I know how it feels. And so it's definitely bad but good. So it's both.
Yeah. And when it came time to performing in Edinburgh, why did you decide it? Because you said the Hollywood Fringe, which I didn't know existed until I was researching your show. So how do you get from Hollywood to Edinburgh?
Actually, that's actually back. We decided to do the Edinburgh Fringe, and then in order to prepare for Edinburgh, we decided to do Hollywood. So it was kind of a backwards decision, but it really helped in the end, and I'm so glad that I did both.
What's the Hollywood Fringe like? I've never been.
It was really great. It was my first time doing it, and this is my first time at Edinburgh Fringe as well. So like I can't compare the two just yet because we're not through it. But
we'll talk again in a week.
Yeah, I'll talk again in a week. But it was a great experience, and it was a great place to workshop your show in preparation. I know a lot of the Hollywood community is here doing their shows, and I'm going to support them, and they're supporting me. So it's a really great community.
And what is next for the show after Edinburgh?
We'll see. Nothing is written in stone right now. I write film and TV scripts. I do have a feature script attached to this play as well, so hopefully we are able to do something with that.
Really? Who would you cast as you?
Well, I don't know. Me right now, since I'm performing the show. Now that I've gotten a taste of acting, I really find it really powerful and empowering. Maybe because it is my own show, but it's a space that I'd never thought of before. But taking a risk is always worth it in the end. So.
Is this your first time performing, or did you ever perform before?
This is my first time performing, acting. So Hollywood Fringe was the first time I'd ever stepped on a stage in front of an audience, and then we're doing it.
It must be terrifying.
It was, but it was the good kind. The good kind.
Like when you look at it and you're like, yes, I embrace this, as opposed to, nope, I am out of here.
You have the instinct to run away right before you get on stage, but then once you get on, you kind of claim the space, and I kind of like locking people in a room and making them listen to me speak.
I wish I could do that. Like, I used to do radio, and that's sitting in a padded room talking to yourself. Maybe people are listening, who knows, but it's a whole thing.
It is, but you're doing this, so you must like it a little bit.
It's fun enough. It gets me out of the house, keeps me out of trouble, and sometimes gets me into it.
Ooh, the good kind.
I'll let you know when I find some good trouble.
Okay.
Where can people find you on social media?
They can find me on Instagram and TikTok at _007. We can put that in the comments.
Yes, I will put that in the comments.
Perfect.
And link it all. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure.
Lovely to talk to you.
You too.
Call Me Crazy is playing every day until Saturday the 9th of August at 3:45 in the afternoon over at Greenside at Riddles Court. Go to edfringe.com and search Call Me Crazy for the Peter Greenwood Show at the Edinburgh Fringe. I'm Peter Greenwood. See you next time.